Hello student, this is Harsha from Academic Knowledge Institute. So let's start our series for the term 2 class CBSE class 10 science. Here the first thing is that the first chapter you are having, that is the carbon and its components. Okay. So you all are thinking why this carbon is so important. Okay, in the there is a chemistry like organic chemistry. The whole organic chemistry is based on the carbon. So why this carbon is so important? The first, before starting that, we will see where the carbon is exactly formed, how exactly this carbon is formed. In your 8th standard you already studied the coal and petroleum, where you already know the story of the coal, like all the organism, like when they bury it down, and then because of the pressure and heat, they are form this coal and petroleum. So this coal and petroleum, their major components is carbon. So that's why carbon is very important. In our bone also, like all the living organism, plants, human being, the main component is carbon. Like we are taking carbohydrates in terms of the nutrients, like we are getting the carbohydrates from the food. So there also the main component is carbon. Okay, carbon and hydrogen. So we will study this carbon. Okay, and here, like in the environment, like we are diamond, graphite, these all are the forms of the carbon. Let's start. So the first thing is that what is the atomic number of carbon? Okay, so the atomic number of carbon is 6. So now student, you can tell me what will be the exactly structure of the carbon. Like see here, in the structure of atom also you studied what is proton, what is neutron, what is electron. Now I will just draw the structure of carbon. So here there will be 6 proton, 6 neutron of carbon. So in the first shell that we are seeing, that is the K shell, here there will be 2 electrons, right? Then in the second shell there will be 4 electrons. Am I right? Student, am I right? Yeah, I'm right. Here, see, among the 6, there will be 2 electrons will be in the first shell. Then the 4 electrons will be in the second shell. This shell we call it as a K shell, and this shell we will call it as a L shell. How we fill these shells? That is the formula for 2L square. On the place of N, you will write the number of shell. Like the K is the first shell. So on the place of N, you will write the 1. So that is 1 square, that is 1. 2 into 1, that is 2. So that's why in the first shell there will be 2 electrons. Okay. The remaining will be in the second shell. So after like 6, like you subtract the 2 from the 6, then the 4 electrons are remaining. Then the 4 electrons will be in the second shell. Now, see, this carbon, like how many electrons it will require for completing his octet? 4 electrons, right? Because the octet, what octet rule is, there should be 8 electrons. There should be 8 electrons in the last shell, right? So for completing his octet, carbon will require the 4 more electrons, right? In your metals and non-metal previous chapter, we already studied that in the last shell of the metals, they are having 1, 2 or 3 electrons. In the last shells of the non-metals, they are having 5, 6, 7 electrons. So that's why metals are donating their electron to the non-metals, right? But here, carbon cannot donate, because donating the 4 electron, it is not possible. So what they will do? They will share, because for any element, it is not possible to donate the 4 electrons. So what they will do? What the carbon will do? Carbon will share the electrons, right? So here, if I take the example of a hydrogen. So hydrogen is having 1 proton, 1 neutron and 1 electron in the last shell, right? So this hydrogen will share the 1 electron to the carbon. So this is only sufficient? No, because it requires the 4 more electron. So if the hydrogen share the 1 electron to this carbon, that means this carbon is looking 3 more electrons for completing their octet. So either this carbon will take 3 more hydrogens, or they will take a 3 different elements, right? They will take the electrons from the 3 different elements. here carbon can form the bond with the carbon also. Like you has 1 minute. Like you have seen this type of structure in your book, right? So these lines are nothing but the bonds. So here what the carbon will do, carbon will share the electrons with the 4 different carbon atoms. Understood? Understood, student? So carbon will share the their 4 electrons with the another carbon atom. So this way the carbon will have the chain. Okay, so this formation of the chain is known as the carbon catenation. Understood? What we call this? Carbon catenation. Carbon catenation is nothing but the, see, carbon catenation is nothing but the bonds, yeah, the linkage formed between the carbon atom. That is the carbon catenation. It is a continuous chain. Okay, and then it is formed between the carbon atom, right? So how they exactly form? How exactly they form? You in the previous standard you already studied about the electrovalent bond. In the electrovalent bond, what they are having, what they are doing, they are directly donating or they are directly accepting. But here carbon cannot donate, or no one can give directly the 4 electrons to the carbon. That's why they are doing the sharing. So then from this sharing they are forming the bond. That bond is known as a covalent bond. Okay? Understood, student? Like because of the sharing of the electrons, the bond is forming. That bond is known as the covalent. Understood? This is because of the electron sharing. Okay? Okay. So here now we will see how the carbon is forming the covalent bond. It is not like that only carbon is forming the covalent bond. There are some other elements also, like a hydrogen, then oxygen. They are also forming the covalent bond. Let's see how it is. And see here, this is 1 proton, 1 neutron, then this electron, right? So according to dictate rule, hydrogen is also required the 1 electron in their last shell, because they need to for fulfilling their dictate rule, like there should be 2 electrons in the last shell. So for fulfilling that rule, the hydrogen will also require the 1 more electron, right? So here hydrogen will take this 1 more electron from this same hydrogen, right? Okay, I can write it like this also. There will be 1 proton, 1 neutron, and this hydrogen will have the share the electrons, right? Understood, student? So this hydrogen will have the, like they share the electrons here. See here. So this electron will now reach to this side and they will share the electrons. So there both the hydrogen fulfill their dictate, right? Okay. So that means this hydrogen will have the 1 bond with the hydrogen. Understood? That's why we always write hydrogen in this form. Understood? Understood, student, this much? Okay. So now we will see about the oxygen, right? Oxygen, like what is the atomic number of oxygen? That is the 8. Here I am directly writing like this. Then in the first shell there will be 2 electron. In the second shell there will be 6 electron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay. So here there will be 8 proton, 8 neutron. In the first shell there will be 2 electron. In the second shell there will be 6 electron. 3, 4, 5 and 6. Right? So now no one can form their octet. So what here they will do? They will take the 2 pairs of electron and they will share it. So you see here, this is okay. So now they are sharing these 2 pairs. That means 4 electrons. So that's why oxygen will have the double bond with the oxygen, and we are writing oxygen like this. Understood? Understood, student? So this is also the covalent bond, but this is the double covalent bond. Understood? Then here, if we see the example of nitrogen, nitrogen is having the atomic number that is 7. So in the first shell they will have the 2 electrons. Then in the second shell they will have the 5 electrons. So here, how much more electrons are required for fulfilling their octet? 3 electrons. So here they will share the 3 pairs of electron to this another nitrogen. Like see here. So here they will have the 5 electrons, right? So here what will happen? Here now they will share the 3 pairs of electrons. So we will write like this last shell, like this. And here now see, they will have the 1, 2, 3, 4. Then this is 4, 5 and 6. So here they share the 3 pairs of electron. That's why we write nitrogen like this. So this is the triple bond. Understood, student? Understood? Understood? So see here. See, now we will calculate the electron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And here there will be 8 electrons. Understood? Understood this way? So here in the covalent bond there is a single bond. There is a double bond. And there is a triple bond. Okay. So now we will see what are basically saturated compound, unsaturated compound, straight chain compound, branch chain compound. We will see that. We will study everything. Okay. I hope you understood this much. If anyone is having any doubt, then they can ask me. And if you like our video, then please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Press the bell icon. Thank you. Thank you so much.